video. So today I'm here. Why am I touching myself? Hi guys, so today I'm here to do my second video of my Back to Basics series, which is eyeshadow basics. If you haven't watched my first one, it's my basic foundation and highlight contour video. You can watch that. I'll link it below actually in the description box. I was going to do an eyebrow basics, but I already have an eyebrow routine video and I watched it again and I realized I didn't really change all that much with my eyebrow routine. The only thing I do is I sometimes use like a pomade and sometimes I use my pencil, but the technique is exactly the same. So I'm not going to do an updated one because there's really no point, but I'll link that eyebrow routine below too. Yeah, so this is my second one, and then I'm going to do basic lip, how to apply like lipstick and liquid lipstick, which I know can be like difficult. It's still difficult for me sometimes. I just spit all over the place. Thank God you're not here in person because you would have been covered in my spit. Okay, gross. Yeah, so for today I'm going to be using my Makeup Geek shadows. They're probably my favorite shadows and there's glitter everywhere. Oh my god, no! You know when there's like glitter, you get glitter on something and then it's there for like 3 years, it just never goes away. Glitter everywhere. Oh, that's all over my head. Okay, so I'm going to be sparkly today. First thing you should need to know about basic eyeshadow application is primer. I never used to use primer before. I just thought like, I'm too good for primer. Like, who needs primer? You need primer. You need primer. This one is MAC Soft Ochre Pink Pot. I hate that I like it so much because it's expensive, but I do. This is really, really amazing. It's worth the money, I really think, and I don't usually say that something is worth the money, but this is worth the money. But if you want something cheaper, I do have a few alternatives. Where are you? So one is the Wet n Wild Froggy primer. This one is really good. There's a Milani primer that's also really good. I can't seem to find it, or I think it got old and I threw it away. The e.l.f. eyeshadow primer works really well. It's not like the best, but it does the job. So this is actually, I really like this. This is a Jessie's Girl eyeshadow primer. Got this in an Ipsy bag and it's really good. So those are just some of the eyeshadow primers that I recommend, but you really do need primer, guys. Not only is it going to make your shadow last much longer and prevent it from creasing, but it's also going to make the shadows pop. Like the pigmentation is going to be more. I never used to wear it before and I was always like, wow, who invented eyeshadows, because they suck and they look terrible, but it's because of primer. So trust me, buy a good primer. I'm just gonna apply it with a little brush. So yeah, I'm gonna just apply it all over. You wanna apply a really good layer, an even layer. Oh, I should probably be closer. I don't wanna be too close because then I get all self-conscious. What are you doing so close to my face? It's really messy. And then I sometimes forget to put on the bottom, but if you're gonna apply shadow on the bottom, you should apply primer at the bottom as well. So yeah, that's a really important step. Now you want to make sure the primer is not sticky when you apply eyeshadow, because then it's just going to be very patchy. Your eyeshadow is going to look patchy. The stickiness is going to make the eyeshadow stick in weird ways. It's just not going to blend well if it's sticky. So make sure it's dry. Now sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't, but it's good to do it. I use a shadow that is the same color as your skin and apply that all over the lid to set the primer. So I'm going to apply this color. This is Creme Brûlée, and I'm going to apply it all over my lid. So this is actually a crown brush. I'm just going to apply this all over, basically set. I should have used something a little bit lighter. This one I actually use for my crease color, but whatever, it's fine. Now, the next step is applying a crease color. This is also called the transition color. What this does is basically help you blend your eyeshadow to have like another layer of shadow. It makes it easier for you to blend the other colors of your eyeshadow, and it also helps create like a kind of like a gradient look, like your shadow doesn't go from like one color to the next, you know, it kind of like blends into another color, and it just really helps make everything look very put together. This is a little bit darker than what I would normally use. I would actually use Creme Brûlée, but this is also fine. You just want to use any neutral matte color. I really don't recommend using a shimmer in the crease, just because it kind of, when it reflects with the light, it gives like a really weird look in my opinion. So I would recommend using a matte eyeshadow, and yeah, so apply that into your crease and use a fluffy brush. I hate that word so much. Fluffy brush. My favorite is the BH Cosmetics blending brush. It's like my all-time favorite. I actually just bought like 3 extra for backup because it's like amazing. I'm gonna use this and apply this into my crease. And you want to use like windshield wiper motion, just back and forth. And when you load your brush with shadow, I should probably explain every single step, right? So I usually load and then I tap off the excess. This way you have just a little bit of product and you're not applying like a whole amount of product at the same time. Don't apply a lot of product and then just blend that. It's much better to apply a little bit product, blend, 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 and then add more product if you need to. But don't start off with so much product. It's just gonna be really hard to blend. So I'm just gonna apply this into my crease, back and forth, back and forth. And blending is just so important. You might think like, okay, let me apply it and just do 1-2 sweep and that's it. But blend a lot until you just kind of, you see it looking like really smooth. There's no lines, there's no harshness. I really hope I'm explaining this. I feel like I sound like dingus. Blend and blend. Now, I'm this technique that I'm doing right now, it's one of my favorites. It's actually my favorite way to apply eyeshadow, and I feel like this is the thing, this is the kind of like placement of eyeshadow that I feel like looks the most flattering on pretty much everybody. There's like a whole sorts of ways to do eyeshadow. You could just do all over you could do a halo eye, which is the same color on the outer corner and inner corner and a different color in the middle, kind of like hugging that color. That's one way. There's all sorts of ways to apply eyeshadow, but this is like a really basic one, and I feel like you can just switch up the colors and you could create a whole bunch of different looks with this. Now I'm taking this angled blending brush, tapered blending brush. This is the E25 by Sigma. This is absolutely worth the money. It's like one of my favorite brushes. I always reach for this when I blend the outer corner and the inside. You'll see, you know what I mean, like just like the way it's shaped and like the density of it, it's just really, really nice to apply. I take this color right here. This is Cocoa Bear, and I'm going to apply this into my outer V. I'm going to bring it in just like halfway. Now here's a little tip. If you have not that much eyelid space like I do, I really don't have a lot of space. It's like right here to there, and it open, and my lids kind of disappear. Like you can see just a little bit of it, and I've always hated like you can barely see my eyeshadow. I felt like, and especially when I close my eyes, there's like this little strip of like eyeshadow. It just didn't show that much. So it makes your lid space look just a teeny bit bigger, but overall it does make a big difference in my opinion. Maybe I'm just delusional, I don't know. What you want to do, before when I used to apply to the outer V, I used to just kind of apply straight like this, but now I tilt the brush a little bit higher up, like I'm basically like a 45-degree angle, I would say. Yeah, so like a 45-degree angle, and you want to just apply it to the outer V and just lightly blend that. So I applied just a little bit of it, just one layer, and I'm just going to build that. Instead of applying a whole bunch all together, I'm just building it up and layering. So I'm just gonna really blend. So you don't want to blend this all over the place. I only want this in my outer V and inside, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just blending that. I'm going to bring it down to the V just a little bit. Okay. Now, what the angling does is create like this extra little space. So like now I'm gonna apply eyeshadow, and I'm gonna apply it I'm gonna apply it all over my lid and bring it just a little bit higher. That, along with this technique, really does help to make your lid space look a lot bigger. If you actually go back to like one of my old videos, you'll see like when I close my eyes, there was only like a little bit of eyeshadow there. It didn't really show up that much, so this really does make a difference. So next I actually like to add the lid color, and before I add a darker color to the outer V, this is called Glamorous. Again, these are all Makeup Geek shadows. And I'm just going to load up the brush. Now for the lid, you really want to pack a punch. You're not trying to like blend or anything. So you can load up a lot. You don't need to like tap off excess. So I like to swipe it down, like pat and go down. and apply this to the whole lid. And just pat it. You don't, when you apply it to the lid, don't brush it. Yeah, you don't want to sweep it back and forth. You want to pat your shadows, and the color is going to show up more, and you're not going to have it falling all over the place. And when you sweep it, when you brush it, all you're doing is kind of taking it away. You're not trying to blend this area. Blending is for the other parts. This part, you really want the color to be as pigmented as possible. So that's the line, that's my crease. And I applied it just a little bit above the crease, just a little bit, okay? And now that I patted it all over my lid, I'm going to just bring that up and carefully blend that up there. Just carefully bring it above. And this is going to really help to make it look like I have a lot more lid space. So now I'm just gonna go back in with my blending brush, the E25, and I'm going to take that same color, Cocoa Bear. Just add that color again on top, same place, because when I applied the shadow it kind of went away. And then take a pencil brush. This is a Dome Utility E35 by Sigma. And I'm actually going to take black. This is Corrupt by Makeup Geek. Again, dust off extra. And I'm going to apply this to the outer V. And I'm using this brush because I really want the color to be exactly in that location, very precise, right? I'm going to be blending this, but I want it to be pigmented and I want it to be just there. So I have more control with brushes like this. Do you see? And I'm still doing it angled up. Okay, so instead of like doing it straight back and forth here, I'm angling it so that it looks like I have more lid space. I'm going to just blend this into the gold color just a little bit, just over there. I don't want it to be too much because I don't want it to look like it just, you know, like I don't want there to be any lines. It needs to look like it just kind of blends all together. So you want to just blend it carefully. If you already applied your foundation, you just clean this up with concealer. But I'm just going to take a little and clean that up. Okay. So that's the top. And do you see? It looks like I have all this like eyeshadow space, but I don't. I'm going to do the other eye and I'm going to do eyeliner. If I do it here, it's going to like go on forever. So. Okay, so I did liner and I'm going to apply some mascara. So I'm just going to do the bottom lash lines. So for the bottom, I mean, you could change up the color. You can do whatever color you really want, but just to keep it neutral, I'm going to use basically the same colors I used on top as I'm going to do on the bottom. Now, if you want something really smoky, apply liner first. That's really going to help make it smoky. So I'm going to do that. I use the Rimmel Scandal Eyes, and I'm just going to line my lower lash line. Now I'm going to take Cocoa Bear, and I like to start off with a darker color first, and I'm just going to apply this under, and I'm using this Real Techniques. It's actually a brow brush, but I like using this for under eyes. This is way too thick for brows, I feel like, but it works really well for a lower lash line shadow. So I applied that all over, and then I'm going to take Mocha and apply that on top. And the reason I'm doing this is instead of applying black and blending it, I feel like this just looks easy. It's just easier to do, and it looks more like that smoky kind of look. So I love layering colors. I feel like it just really makes eyeshadows look a lot nicer. I'm actually going to go back in with that same Dome Utility brush from Sigma. I'm going to take Corrupt, tap off excess because you don't want too much. You want to be really careful when you work with black. I already have it all over my hands. Okay, and then you want to You want to keep it as tight, like as close to the lash line as possible. There you go. And then I just apply mascara. You can add like a lighter color like here, inside right here, just to brighten up your eyes if you want. So I'm gonna use, I don't always do it, just for no reason, I just don't. I'll just use Shimma Shimma from Makeup Geek, this one right here. I'm just going to apply it to inner just to brighten it up a little bit. Like so. I'm gonna go into my Stardust palette from Vegas and just use this light color, just some matte, just any matte color, any matte like off-white, beige, whatever color, if you want to highlight your brow bone. Just under right there. Okay, I'm actually gonna do the rest of my face later just so you guys can see how it all looks. And then I'll give you guys some last minute tips and tricks. And I just did the rest of my makeup, but I forgot to mention one thing, and it's actually really important: tight lining. Make sure you tight line because it does make a big difference. Just use whatever liner, black liner you have. And tight lining is basically lining that inner part right there. It makes it, especially if you're doing something really smoky like this, it just makes it much darker. Especially like my upper lash space under there, the white, like the lighter part always shows. So tight lining is really important. It just makes it look a little bit more like smoky. Now if you have small eyes and you're trying to make your eyes look bigger, instead of using black inside, you want to use like a nude color. I don't recommend white. I just feel like white looks way too, like, just too much. Use a nude. One of my favorite nudes is this Rimmel Scandalized liner, and it's a nude, I believe. Yeah. Okay, battery died and I had to change my shirt because the sweater was burning me up. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Just some last minute things. A lot of people ask me, how do you know what colors to choose for the eyeshadow? Now, honestly, you can use whatever color you really want. It depends on which look you're going for. But just like a general rule to keep in mind, have a neutral color, at least one neutral color. Let's say you want to do something like purple. You know, you could do like a purple outer V instead of the black. But maybe do like a gold lid or like a silver lid, like something neutral over the lid. But you know, if you want to do a blue purple, go ahead. Just, you know, have like something neutral in there just to make it look put together. Like have the transition color be like a taupey color, like a matte taupe color or something like that. Just something to tie it all together. But yeah, you can pretty much choose any color you want. Honestly, experiment, you know, play with colors. Follow the steps that I did, but play with whatever colors you want. Basically, that's like really the only way you'll learn with what colors work together, what colors you like. You know, everyone has their own preferences. If you are like a beginner at eyeshadow or you want to know what kind of products to use, I have a whole video on my favorite eyeshadows. I'll link that below. You can go watch it. I think that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, please ask me below and I'll answer them. I hope this was helpful and I hope I explained as much as I could. This is like my third attempt at filming this because other time just sucked. Yeah, that's it. If you guys want another basics video, let me know. I got some people asking for liner, but I want to make that a whole other video. I don't want to stretch this out and make it like super long because a bunch of you guys are gonna fall asleep probably. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe for more videos, give it a like, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think and if it was helpful. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.